We are going to start with conditional formatting. So, here's my Excel. Please, after conditional formatting, we will do sort and filter. We will do sort and filter. Okay, we have a lot to cover, but let me start with this order and let's go straight to conditional formatting. Conditional formatting. Oh, conditional formatting. Um, Conditional formatting. Okay. If you have any question, kindly type it in the comment section so that I can answer it. And at the end of the class, please remind me the upper, lower, and proper sentence, proper case. Please remind me. So we have conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is usually used to give it's also like filter. It's also like filter, but you use it in to give. I'm looking for somewhere to put this one. You use it to give criteria. We use conditional format to give criteria to a data set. To a data set. And conditional formatting works best with filter if you are dealing with it. So now if I said right now, let's see conditional formatting. This is conditional formatting. Use it easily spot trend and pattern in your data using bars, colors, and icons to visually highlight the important value. So this is like going to the area of visualization. Mr. Yakubu, please don't write anything on my screen. Hmm? Don't write anything on my screen, please. So now, so if you are going into the data visualization field, Mrs. Fatima, abeg, nobody should write anything on my screen. Don't let us fight. 29. So don't let us fight, abeg. So if I come here now, we have different type of rules that you can use. We have different type of rules that you can use. The first one is highlight cell rule. Under this highlight cell rule, we have greater than, we have less than, we have between, we have equal to, we have text that contain a date occurring. Now, someone chat me up that he or she has issue with this, a date occurring. So I'm going to explain it. And also duplicated value. After that, we have the top and bottom rows where you can calculate the top 10 item, the top 10% item, bottom 10 item, bottom 10% item, above average, below average. We have data bars, we have color scales, and we have icon sets. So let's start with highlight cell rule. Now, on this highlight cell rule, the first thing is if you want to know greater than. So let me select this cell. Which cell is this? Which column is this? Favor. Today, you are in my cabal. I will disturb you like favor. Which column is this one? It's only favor. I will be calling name today. You must know Excel by fire, by force, by thunder, by everything. You must know it. Favor, I'm waiting for you. Type column D. I know you will be laughing. By fire, by thunder. I'll put it in your brain by fire, by force. We are not turning it into prayer before I know that before now, some people will be turning it into a prayer point. It's not prayer point. Hmm? So you select the column that you want to give a criteria to. Remind me, please, at the end of this class, the formula you are going to go through is called if. We are going to go through if formula, if I forget. If formula, if, right? If. You go through that video, if. Where did you get this sheet? Me. See, I get data from anywhere, from different source. If you need it, chat me up or remind me in the group. I'll drop it for you in the group so that you can go through it. I have your time today. Remind me in the group or at the end of the class so that I can send it to you. Okay, sit. Is this it or sir? Judith or Judith? Be careful. So now, let's go through conditional formatting. Now, we want to see this is unit code, right? So we want to know all the units that are greater than. So Miss Queenit is not here. My personal assistant. She not dey here today. So greater than, let's say we want to know these are the product units sold, right? So we want to know the units, all the units that are greater than let's say 400. So select it. Now right here we can type 400, 400, 400. Or I think 400 is too low because you might not, let's say 800 now. Still have a lot. Let's say 1,000. 1,000. Yes. Now this is 1,000. But before then, you notice I started from the top. So let me start here. If you press Ctrl Shift down arrow, are you getting it? Ctrl and Shift down arrow. If you press it together, it's going to highlight everything to the bottom for you. Ctrl Shift down arrow. Ctrl Shift down arrow. It's going to highlight everything. Then I'll go to conditional formatting, highlight cell row. I have greater than. So here I'll say greater than 1,000. But let's use 1,500 now. So now, this is where you choose. You can put whatever number that you want to. It all depends on the type of data you are working with. It all depends on the type of data and the type of information that you want to get. Are you following? Yes or no? I'm waiting. Are you following me? No answer. Okay. Now, let's come to here now. This is where you choose the color that you want to fill it with. You choose the color that you like. You can see now we have something like light red right here. Light red. Light red right on in all these places. So if you don't want it to be filled with light red, you can choose another color. If you look at it here, say it says light red with light red fill with dark red text. With dark red text. I can drop it down and choose another color that I want. I can say yellow fill with dark yellow text, green fill with dark green text, light red fill, red border. If you choose a red border, it's just going to draw like an outline around it. So let's test it. If I choose it, they'll say it, you just put a red outline there. That is red border. And if you did not see any color, you can come to custom format. Right under custom format, you can choose the font style and the color right here. Then you choose the color that you want to use. Let's say for me, I want to use this blue. So I can choose it. Then I can choose my font style, whatever thing that I want here. If I want to also have border, I can choose to have a border line around it. I can choose to have a different feel. Now let's just say, okay, for this one, if it is number, we can change the format right here. If it is from number, we can change it to currency or accounting, date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, text, and special, special. So that is that about that. So let me cancel it. I'll go with this light red. Then I say, now we've been able to give a criteria. So what we tell Excel is fill everybody that buy any product that order fill wherever we sold more than 1,000, more than 1,000, more than 1,000, more than 1,000. So greater than 1,000. So it has filled it up for us with colors. It has filled it up for us with colors. It has filled it up for us with colors from here downward. So now the next thing you can do, okay, I said 1,500, right? Starting from 1,500. So I chose 1,005. So start from 1,500. So the next thing that we can do to just separate this thing is to add something called filter. Is to add something called filter. So if I click here from this place and I hold down my shift to this date, I can add a filter. There are two ways of adding a filter. You can either use keyboard shortcut, Control Shift and L. Control Shift and L. Judith, where is the keyboard shortcut? Judith, where is the keyboard shortcut that I just said now? I said Control Shift and L. Judith, are you there? She no answer. Control plus Shift plus L. Control Shift and L. She did not answer. Yes, yes. Well done. You are now coming now. I said, where is the keyboard shortcode that I just mentioned now for filter? Who can type the keyboard shortcode for filter? If you want to add a filter, who can type the keyboard shortcode? Control Shift and L. So that's one way. So let's use it. Control Shift L is going to add filter. It's going to add filter. If you want to turn it off, you press Ctrl Shift L again to turn it off. Another way to add filter is to come to this editing section where you have sort and filter. You can drop it down, then you have filter right here. If you look at it, we have filter, Ctrl Shift L. So I can click on it right now. Now, one of the best ways that we can also work our way around it is we can filter by color. We can filter by color. Also, filter can also do this for us. I'll show you one way that filter can do it for us. So I can come here, then I'll say filter by color, then choose the color. Click on it. So Excel will automatically choose all. Oh, well done, Mr. Ruben. Mr. Ruben, good afternoon. So Excel can filter all. It will separate all the things here that I use conditional formatting for me. It's going to separate it all from other text. Now, if you are using filter, don't be afraid. Maybe your data is gone or something. No. What Excel just do it hide it. It's going to hide it for you. It's going to hide the data for you, but the one that you need is going to bring it out for us. So now, since we said we want all the units sold that are greater than 1,500, so we have it right there. So anything that is less than 1,500 will not be here. That's one way of doing greater than. So I can come back here and click here and say clear filter from unit sold. I'll clear the filter, then I'll highlight, come here, and I want to clear rule from selected cell because I'm done with that. So let's clear the rule. So now, after that, another way that I can use filter also to do greater than is come to, after adding your filter, you come to this number filter. number filter. We come to number filter. After number filter, you have does not equals to or equals to. So if you want to add numbers, if you want to check all the units sold that are not equals to something. Let's say you want to select all others, but you don't want 200 to be there. You use does not equals to, right? You use does not equals to. And you can also come here to deselect it. But this is not what we want to do. These are just for people that are just starting out with Excel. So instead of using this, though this will actually take a lot of time for you to start selecting one by one. So this doesn't make sense. I'll just come here, then here I have greater than. Now I can choose greater than. If I need greater than or equals to, greater than or equals to, I can use greater than or equals to. So if I want to start from 1, 5 and above, that is, I need to use greater than or equals to. So I'll click on it. Now, greater than or equals to. I'll choose greater than or equals to what? Greater than or equals to 1,500. Now, who can tell me the difference between greater than and greater than or equals to? Is there anybody? If you know it, just raise your hand so that I can ask you to unmute. Who can tell me the difference between greater than and greater than or equals to? Okay, now we have two people raising. A lot of people. Let me call Mr. Sunday. Mr. Sunday, yeah, on mute. Let's
Uh,
you are just coming now. After how many people? I can hear you, Jerry, Mr. Sunday. Thank
all
you.
right. Greater than or equal to is actually talking about from that number which you choose above.
Okay.
You are picking from that number above. But if you are saying greater than, that means that number is not included. But
It's
greater
not
or equal to from that number above.
okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. But yeah, lower your hand though, before your hand we start paying you now. Mr. Kamaru, who is raising hand again? Please lower your hand. So now if you want greater than or equals to, you can use it. Right now, you have a drop down. You have equals to, does not equals to, is greater than or equals to, is less than. You have a lot here. Now, if you need any text that begins with, this is what you use. You have begins with. So now let's try this out. Let's try this out. Um, Let me cancel this. So if I choose this and if I choose this, come to my filter, I have a text field, right? This is a text filter because I chose text. So if I need any text that begins with letter C, so I want to see all the text that begins with letter C. So I'll put my C there, then click on OK. So it's going to highlight all the text that begins with letter C for me. It's going to put everything right here. If you see, all this one begins with letter C, and this is where it ends. It has chosen all the text that begins with letter C. And so if you are a teacher now, you need all the students that their name start with A. Maybe you want to categorize them. You can put now, if you have all the students that their name start with letter A, you can just use filter, then copy all their information, put it in a different sheet, come back again, do all the ones that their name start with B, put them in a different sheet. Do you get? So that's that about that. I hope we are following. Are we following? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Okay. Now let's move on to less than. I don't need to use less than again. Less than is not something that is at any letter, any text that any some what is it called? Cost that is less than. You can use less than. Now you can use between. So if you want to know the unit sold between 200 and 500, you can either use filter. You come to number filter. You see right here we have between. We have between. You can use this or come to conditional formatting to highlight cell row between. So this one will just highlight it for you. So between, I'll say 200 and, and 500. So it's going to highlight everything that is in between 200 and 500 for us. Like you can see here, I have it highlighted. I have it right here. So if you need it out, then you can filter it by color. I hope you are getting it now. Now the next thing is where someone is apart from this, we have equals to. You can use equals to. Now this is for text that contain a particular, just a particular item, just like this, that under the text field. So this also works with, you can use end with. So if you need any text that ends with something, you can use end with. If you need data that contains this particular information, you can put it here. So let's say, let me just copy this, or let's say, I need text that contain. So let me copy this fortune cookie. So I'll just copy this fortune cookies. I'll copy these fortune cookies. So now let me drop it down, Control Shift down arrow to highlight everything and go back up. Then I can either use conditional formatting, then I'll come here, text that contain. So this one has chosen chocolate chip, but that's not what I want. I need fortune cookie. Then I'll say, okay. Right now I can come here, filter by color, then choose the color here. Then it's going to give me all this one. That is one way. This is how you start analyzing your data small, until you go into the data visualization field. These are just the basic that you have to start with. So it's not every time that you'll be using pivot table, but there are some basic things that you can do without going for pivot table or stuff like that. So you can use this, and same thing, you can just add filter, then come to, I should come again, I'm coming. Text filter, text that contain, so it's going to show this. Now, if you need two, you see here we have and we have or. Text that contain this and is it, let's say, and begins with something else. So if you need text that contain fortune cookie, and let's say the ones that begins and also begins with C, let's see what it's going to give us, and also begins with C. So we are supposed to use or, but do you see? Because there is no text that contains fortune cookie and begins with C. Fortune begins with F. Fortune begins with F. You're supposed to use or, so it's going to know. But now we said and. Did we get it? Don't get it retest. So let's clear the filter. Let's now use or. So let's see. Text filter. Oh, we still have our conditional formatting on. So let me quickly clear the format, clear the row. So now, right now, if I come here, text field, I'll come to contains, then contains fortune cookie or text that begins with, I'll come to begins with letter C. So let's see the results. You see, right now, it has added the filter. So it's going to give us all the text that begins with letter C and also the ones that has fortune cookies. If you are lost, please let me know. Mr. Ruben said I should come back with that conditional formatting. So let me clear the filter. Let me clear the filter and let's highlight this again. Control Shift down arrow and let's go up. Let's go up. Let's add our conditional formatting. Highlight cell text that contain. Mr. Ruben, yeah, unmute yourself. Let me see. Unmute yourself, Mr. Ruben. Unmute yourself.
All right. Sorry, sorry, sir. I think I understood you now, but let me just ask a question. For instance, I have like the customer names that we have. I have. Do I need to, copy it to a separate page or sheet before I will start arranging them alphabetically? Or how do
Okay.
I need to? Because my system now, the customer names that I have, the names actually start with different alphabets. So when I did, they begins with A. It's
Okay.
only the A's that appear. The other ones went away.
Yes, yes, yes. That one is salt. So that is salt. Let me open where is the keyboard shortcut for open? If I want to open, who can tell me? I've given you a lot of keyboard shortcut now. Who can tell me the keyboard shortcut for open? If I want to open my recent document, who can tell me? Hmm. Hey, we are going to fight today. Oh. Nobody. Ah, Control O. Thank you. Thank you. Favor. You dey here. So I say Control O. Control O for open. So I want to open one document that has a customer's name. I think is this one. Let's like this one now. So if I want to arrange it alphabetically, I can sort it out. Control Shift down arrow. Now, once you highlight everything, you can right click. If you see here, I have sort. Sort from A to Z or from Z to A, right? We have ascending order or descending order. If it is number, you can sort descending or ascending order. So if it is alphabet, you can sort from A to Z or Z to A. So now if I want to sort this alphabetically, A to Z, I can sort it. So I have sort. That is one way of getting your sort. And also, if you look at filter, I have sort right here. Sort A to Z or Z to A. So if I want to sort all these people by from Z to A, I'll just select it. Yes, now you have to expand this. I'm coming, please. You have to expand the selection because if you continue with only this one, it's going to sort only this column. It's going to sort only this column, right? It's going to sort only this column. But what about the others? A row is equal to one information of a customer, right? So I need it to sort every other thing, not just only this one. Because if it sorts only this column, what about the customer ID? What about the other ID? So I need to know the customer which this other ID belongs to. So I'll say expand the selection. Don't continue with the current selection because if you continue with the current selection, it's going to sort only that column that you highlight. So I'll expand it and I'll say, okay. Now, if you see now, it has sorted it alphabetically for me. This is, can you see it now? Sort everything alphabetically for me. Now, let's do the one for numbers. So let's go back to this sheet. Now, right now, let's say I want to sort Control Shift down arrow. So I want to sort. Now in your filter also there is sort. If you turn on your filter, you see sort from largest Okay, I'm coming back. Sort from smallest to largest. Sort from largest to smallest. We have ascending order. When something is ascending, that is climbing up. That is from the smallest to the highest. If it is descending, it's coming down from the highest to the smallest. So in some cases, you might not see smallest to largest or largest to smallest. You might see ascending. Let me drop a video inside the group so that Mr. Mustafa can hear me. I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry. Am I permitted to do that? Yes or no? Am I permitted? Nobody is answering me. Am I permitted? Okay, let me quickly drop a video for Mr. Mustafa to to watch so that so that he can also hear us. Um so there is this Miss Quinit is not here today. So I just drop it. So let me send him a direct message so that he can hear me. Where is he again? Okay. Um I'm coming up. Please don't be annoyed. Okay, yes. Um Someone was asking me. Let me check the question again. Okay, how I sort it out. I'm coming. Now, let me quickly sort this number. You can use your filter from the smallest to the highest. That means ascending order. That is from the smallest to the highest. Then from the highest to the smallest. That is from the largest number to the smallest number. That is descending order. So you can either sort ascending or descending order. Bear it in mind that ascending means if you are going from the smallest to the highest, and descending means if you are going from the highest to the smallest. I hope that is clear. So now, in accounting time, I think normally if you are analyzing the data, it's good to go from the largest to the smallest because it's good to have good news before the bad news. Are you getting it? So if wherever you are making a good sales, you as an entrepreneur or your boss or anybody that is looking at the data will be very happy that wow, we are making a good sales. But if you start from the smallest, don't want the person to say, we are making loss. So you normally analyze from the largest to the smallest if you are dealing with number. So what you just do is just come here, sort from the smallest to the largest. Another way is right click, you have sort here, smallest to the largest or largest to the smallest. We have custom sorts. And also the last one is to come here, sort and filter. So someone now asked me, how did I sort everything at once? So let's go back to this data. Control shift down arrow, then I'll come here, sort and filter, sort A to Z. So it's going to ask me, I need to expand the selection. You have to make sure that this one is tick, expand the selection. So what you just do is click on this sort. So it's going to sort everything for you. So now let's continue. Let's continue with let's continue with our conditional formatting. So what is next? After this, we've talked about text content. Now, this is a date occurring. A date occurring. If you are dealing with a data that has a date, if you are dealing with a data that has a date, this is what you are going to use. So now let's quickly use this one. Okay, now I have this one that has a date. So let me change it to date, short date. So let me see. Yesterday was 18, right? Yes, yesterday was 18. 18 to 2022. Let's see. Let's uh so let us, I think this arrangement will start from day, let's see, short day start from month, date, and month, date, and year. So let's quickly change this to um let's change this to 18, and let's change this date to 2023. 23 and press OK. So now, if I want to see a data that occurred yesterday, let's do another one. This is 0208. So let's put another one here. 0218 2023. So now I want to see a date reoccurring, a date occurring. So right now, if I come to conditional formatting, I can come here and say a date occurring. Now it's going to choose, it's going to tell me which is it a date, the format, that is the data, that is the data that enter. Is it yesterday? Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it in the last 7 days, last week, this week, next week, last month, this month, next month? So it all depends on the date that you put here. So if you are dealing with a data that has a date, you can use a date occurring. That is, it's going to show you the date that you post the data. That's if you have a date there. So that is a date occurring. So if I click on this, now I think the date is actually not correct. So let's change it from a date yesterday. Let's say 18/02/2023. Now, do you see? That's highlighted for me. The same thing here, 18/02/2023. So it's going to fill it up for me. So that is all the data, all the data that occurred yesterday. So 18/02/2023. Press enter. So it's going to be, so the moment you put a date, Ikmot, welcome. You can't get it to. I will drop it in the group with the video also. I'll drop the video in the group after the class, probably this tomorrow morning. So you can watch it and go through it again. Or let me see if I can drop it in the group now. How many of you suggest that I should drop this data in the group now? Should I drop it in the group now so that you can download it and follow along? Can we have the video? You can have the video now. How many people? Um, who has his video on? It's not a must. Let me turn off my own video. Sir. Let me turn off my own video. So, are we good? Someone said after the training. Someone said drop the data. Okay, let me after the class to avoid interruption. Please, after the class, I'll drop it. So you have, yes, I have a date occurring. That's a date occurring. So under a date occurring, you can choose maybe the data that you enter yesterday, the data that you enter day before yesterday, whatever like that. So you can use a data occurring. So permit me to clear this conditional formatting. I've cleared the row. My video is off now. My video is off. My video is off, please. My video is off. So now let's do the last one here, Mr. Ruben. Duplicate value. This is if you want to remove duplicate value, if you want to remove all duplicate value, or you want to highlight all duplicate value, Mr. Ruben. Oh yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I want to, the first attempt that you made in using that date reoccurring,
Yes.
the date did not change, the color did not change until you went back to rearrange the date.
Yes, yes, yes.
In a situation where it's the same thing that happens when I wanted to do my own. So, in a situation where you are giving such kind of data, how do you rearrange it? Like what is under that column? Now, how do you arrange the date to tally with what the conditional formatting will be able to recognize and give you results?
Well, normally Excel, I think the way it is arranged with Excel is day, month, and year. That is the way every data should be. The moment you have month, date, and year, then I think we have issue. So let me come to this file and let's quickly go to this backend. It's been a while that I did it, but I think I've forgotten now. So let me see. If I go to this data, where did I used to see the date sef? I've forgotten. Oh, there's a way that I normally change it. My dates. I will try to check it out and tell you next week. I've forgotten the way I normally change it, but I know it's in this back end. It's been a while. It's been a while. Khalid is raising hand. There's a way to change it. Khalid, please. Oh yeah, you can talk, Khalid. There's a way. Please remind me next week. I'll figure it out. Or you can remind me this within the week so that I can figure it out. I've forgotten. Oh yeah,
Hello,
Khalid.
Mr. Akim.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So I just joined the class right now. What are you trying to do?
What am I trying to do? We were
Yes,
doing
yes.
conditional formatting. We were doing conditional formatting.
Okay. But you were asking us something that you forget something on how you want to do it.
Yeah,
Maybe I can help out.
the date, the date.
So,
Okay, someone
okay.
said if
You
you
know,
change system date format, I think it should reflect on in Excel. Well, it all depends. It all depends. There's a way to change it. Someone
so
said,
let's go. Remove that thing. Remove what's it called? The options on the screen. Remove it. And let's go.
oh, sorry, I mute him. Oh, yeah, I'll mute.
Let's go to dates.
Okay, we are in date. I'm coming.
No. That number. No, remove, not this one. The number.
This
This
one.
one. This one. The
Okay,
number.
number what?
Can I share my screen?
Okay, please,
Can I share my screen?
you can. Let me stop my on.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. It's been a while. I don't usually work with changing date data.
Okay. Let me share my screen, please. Let
Okay.
me open the file. There's a way we can do it. You go to that small cursor. You understand?
Yes. Thank you. I've seen it. I've seen it. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it. Let me
Go
show
there, then
you.
you go to custom. Go
Yes,
to custom. You
there's
can change
even
it
a better way
from
of
there.
doing it now. I just remember. Don't mind.
Okay.
I don't work, it's not something that I work with every time. This one now, if you click on this,
Okay.
I'm coming, let's take this. Okay, now if
Yeah,
you
go
click
there
on
now.
this and you go to date,
Date, you go to custom.
if you click on this and go to date, then right here you can choose your date format. There are different type of formats that you can choose here. You can choose your date format right here.
Even
So this is month.
even you can write your own by going to custom. You can write your own by going to custom.
Yes, there's custom right here, but there's no way that you want to write it that is not here. Is there a way that you want to write it that is not here? This is year, month, and date. This is month, date, and year. This is month, date, and year. So it's been a while. See, Excel is very wide. Even though sometimes, if I'm working with some data, sometimes like that, I will just whenever I have issue with it like this that I've forgotten something, I'll just leave it, go and relax, and come back. That is that there's a lot of things in Excel. You forget some things sometimes that you have to go back again, just relax and come back. But trust me, if you are working with Excel and you forget something, even though sometimes I usually forget some formula. I usually forget some formula because Excel has over 450 formula. And for me, I know like I know more than 100. So I can forget. So we are all human beings. I hope you all get that. I'm sorry if I disappoint you. Did I disappoint you? Eh? Did I disappoint you? Yes or no? Nobody is answering me. Small. Gideon says small. We are all human beings. We tend to forget. We can forget. It's normal. So it's normal. Hmm? There's no professional anywhere. We are just trying to make things out. So you can just you are not serious, Gideon. So if you click on this number, actually I use this number also to change my. Did you see? I think I showed you last week how to change currency, right? I think I showed you last week how to change currency. I chose date picker be inserted. Is it the one that automatically fill your dates or what? Oh, like to insert a calendar, there is a way. There is an add-in. The Excel has put a new add-in now that you can insert a calendar, but they are still testing it. They are still testing it. It's still an add-in. So you can insert a calendar on your desktop, on your system, what is it called? On Excel window. So whenever you need Excel, okay, whenever you need a date, you will just choose it and automatically we fill it up for you. We fill it up for you. It's something that I've used before. I've used that calendar before, but it's still an add-in. Still an add-in. It's not part of it's not part of the tab. Yes, just like this power pivot. Power pivot also is an add-in before they now integrate it to Excel. So you start from add-in. So you can add it from the add-in, then maybe I'll show you that one later. Now last week, if you remember, I came here to show you. Do you see? We have date. Yes, thank you very much, favor. Control plus one. Huh? Okay, without wasting much of our time, let's quickly move forward. Let's move forward to, I think we are done with a date occurring, and you can duplicate the value. You can also, I can't see your screen. I'm sharing my screen now. I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing my screen. So let's move forward to this top and bottom rules. We have the top and bottom rules. After this one, we have the top and bottom rules. You can calculate the top 10 item. The top 10 item is going to give you the top 10 item. So if I need the top 10 item right here in this one, what I just need is to select this, Control Shift down arrow. After selecting it, you come here, top and bottom, you do top 10 item. What is this? Duplicate item not explained. I said, if you want to remove a duplicate value, all these things now are ordered, so they are not. We can't remove a duplicated item from this. But let me see. I don't have a unique. Okay, right here now under this customer now, we have one customer is equals to one customer ID. So right now there should be no duplicated item. But now let's see. I'm going to copy um everything here. I'm going to copy it, then insert. Let me come here and insert a new column, insert a new row. Let me insert the copied cell right here. Now, if you see, we have a duplicated item. If you notice now, please, how can a prepared work be duplicated or replicated in the same work page? I just did one now. I just duplicate this. It all depends on what you want to do. So I just duplicated this. I copied this, then where is it? I pasted it here. You can duplicate it like that. Or Control D. Control D is also for duplicate, especially if you are dealing with text box and shapes. You can use Control D to duplicate. So now I have two items right here, this one and this one that are duplicates. So I need to remove the duplicated item. So I can either select all my file, I can come and select from this, all down my sheet. There are different ways to remove a duplicated item. You have here, I have right here, let me go to data. If you go to data, you see remove duplicates. You can remove all duplicates. This is one, but what conditional formatting will do for you is it's going to tell you it's not going to remove it, but it's going to fill everything up that are duplicates. It's going to add a color to it. So if I click on this, now if you see right now, all these ones that comes from the same country, we have a duplicate item, duplicate value. If you look at it now, right here I have duplicate, and right here I have duplicate. But okay, let me just use only this. Let's come here and come to conditional formatting. Right here, duplicated value. I have duplicate here and I have duplicate right here. Apart from duplicate, you can select unique. Unique will only highlight the ones that are not duplicates. You have unique, and there's also a unique formula also that you can use. There's a unique formula in latest Excel. I think in 2016 there is no unique formula, but in the latest Excel version now there is a unique formula. So you can use unique. So whatever you want to do to your duplicated item, you can now do to it. Maybe you want to filter it out, or you want to do whatever you want to do to it. So if you want to select all the unique value, you can choose unique here. So it's going to highlight all the unique value, and you will see the duplicated item on without any fill. But if you need it to fill the duplicated item, you choose duplicate, and it's going to fill it out for you. So that's that about that. Let's move on to top and bottom row. You can do top 10 item. So if I come here now, I want to see the top 10 item. Let me come to this sheet. So I can come here and say I want to see the top 10 item. If I click on it, it's going to highlight the top 10 item for me. Now I can increase it to top 20. I can increase it to top 20. I can increase it to top 30, to top 40 item. You can do that. So if I need you to give me top 5 item, you just change it to top 5 item. To top 5 item. That is the highest 5. It's going to do that one for you. Apart from that, you come to top and bottom row, you can do the top 10%. So it's going to be the one that will calculate the percentage for you. All you just do is to get the top 10% or top 5%. How do you select the top 10? If you come to conditional formatting, top and bottom row, you have top 10. you choose top 10. If you need more than top 10, if you need more than 10, you can choose more than 10. Oh yeah, unmute yourself, Mr. Ruben. Mr. Ruben, unmute.
Sorry, sir. I want to. You talked about removing duplicate value.
Yes.
Now, I've also highlighted. I've also copied one of my data down, and I have a duplicate value
Okay.
in a row actually. So, but when I highlighted my this thing and I click on the remove duplicate, just like you did, my own did not disappear. The thing is still showing.
It
It
will
show
fill
me.
it. It will fill it, right? It fill it
It
with a color, right?
No, it didn't.
It does not fill it.
Does not feel it. Then when I highlighted and I click, it took me to a box where it's showing select all and
I'm coming.
unselect all.
I'm coming. Let me come here. Let's try having a duplicate. I'm going. Let me copy this. Let's do something here and paste. Let me just paste this one. I think I have this one here. So let me see if I can copy another one so that we have duplicates. I'll copy this right here. I'll paste here. No, okay, I think I made a mistake. Um, so, so let me copy this one. Right now. I'll come here, search this. Let me do it again here. Let me copy it again. Let's come down here and search. Now, right now, we have like three duplicates here. So if I highlight everything, if I highlight, so if you highlight it like this and you come to the data, right? Did you use this? Remove duplicate, right? Is this what you use?
Yes, yes.
This is what you use. So if you click on remove duplicate, this is going to check all these box. It's going to check everything. It's telling you that this thing will check if this column, that is, if all these are duplicated twice. So it's going to check all the information in all the column. Now, if any column has a duplicate, that is, if, like, you know that I have, it's going to check customers' full name, first name, last name, gender, city, country. So if all this particular row, all this particular range has a duplicated column, that is when it's going to remove it. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
So right now, if you notice, I have 1003 here. Where is it again? I have 1003 here. Right here, I have 1003. So I have all this information from here, the customer ID, the name, the first name, last name, gender, and city with country. So it's going to check if all this information does not have any duplicates. That is, if all this from A to E does not have duplicates, it's not going to remove all any duplicate. But since I have all this information, is the same thing here, is the same thing here, is the same thing right here. So it's going to remove my own duplicate. Now, but if I choose only one column and I said remove duplicates, if you don't want it to check any other column, you can deselect any other column that you don't want it to check. But if you are dealing with data and you want to remove duplicates, it is highly advisable that you should tell Excel to check all the rows. So if there's any duplicated rows for you, it's going to remove all the duplicated rows. Are you getting it? Now, it's not checking based on a cell. It's not checking based on a cell. It's checking based on the range that you select. Are you getting it now?
Yes.
It's checking it based on the range
Yes,
that
sir.
you select. So right now, if I tell it to remove all the duplicates, then it's going to remove this one that I have in row 15 and row 26. So let's try it. I'll click on OK. Now, did you see? Row 15, it has removed it. And the row 25, it has removed it. But it leaves only this one. Did you get it now? Did you get it now?
Okay, I'm coming. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see, yeah.
Okay, fine. Please mute yourself back. So someone asked me, how did I get the top 10 item? So let's quickly go back here and let's go back to this. So if you come to conditional formatting, if you come to conditional formatting right here, you see top and bottom rows, you can do top 10 item, top 10% item, bottom 10 item, bottom 10% item. So this top will be the one, the first 10, that's the highest 10, it's going to select it out for you. This one, bottom 10, is going to select the lowest 10 item. The same thing with this one, but this one will be in percentage. So if you have average, if there is average, you can say above average. In a range, since you select it, Excel will automatically choose the average. So if I click here, so it's going to choose the average for me. Excel will be the one to calculate the average. And after calculating the average, any product that is above average is going to select it for me. Right now, you can see that if you check right here, my average is 1,608 point something, something, something. Anything that is above 1,608, that is what is going to highlight for me. And anything that is below 1,608 is not going to highlight it for me. Now, I know a lot of you might be asking, how did I have this thing turn on in my status bar? How did I have this turn on in my status bar? Right now, let me cancel this. Let me cancel this. This is my status bar now. On my status bar, if I right click, you see I have average, I have count, I have numerical count, I have maximum, I have minimum, sum. So all these are formula that I can count up. So if I click on numeric count, maximum, minimum. Now if you look at it, I have average count, numeric count, minimum, and maximum with sum. So that's how you can turn it off. Instead of you be doing calculation every time, you just need to highlight and you have your answer down here. I hope that is clear now. We're rounding up small, small. So now that's for the top and bottom row. You can calculate the below average also. Another thing is this data bars. In your data bars, you can have, let me quickly do something like this. I'm going to show you one way to visualize your data. So I'm going to say equals to this. Then, so I will double click it. So I'll call this data bars. So what I just did is I tell Excel that this cell is equals to this cell. So I tell Excel that whatever is here, it should bring it here for me. That is, this cell is equals to this cell. That is, cell E2 is equals to cell E2 is equals to cell D2. Control shift down arrow. Let's go up. Now, if I come to conditional formatting, data bars, you can do a data bars that looks like this. Let's say I want to use something like this. I want to use something like this now. Let me quickly sort. Let me sort. Let me sort from the largest to the smallest. And I can have something like this. Now, if I highlight this one and come to conditional formatting, then I'll come to manage rules. I'll click on this and come to edit rule. I'll edit the rule. What I want to show bars alone. I don't want it to show the number. I can say okay. Then I'll say okay. Now I have the bars alone. So as you see, from the highest, then as the number is going down, the bars are also going down. I hope we get this now. I hope you all get this. I hope we all get this. So apart from data bars, let me I should come again. Um let me come here and clear rules. Right now, let me clear the content. Let me clear the content. So let me write data bars. So in this data bars, I'll just say equals to this, have it, then copy it down. Then I'll come to conditional formatting, data bars. This one will represent it based on gradient field. You can use solid field, that is one field, gradient field, two or one field. So you can choose, let's go for this one this time around. So after you've done this, then you come to conditional formatting again. You want to manage your rules. Now I'll click on this, then I'll come to edit rules. Right now, show bars alone. You can choose your color. You can choose if you want the gradient. Since we don't want the text, this is the color for the text, but we don't want the text, so we don't like it. So it's blank now. You can choose if you want it to have border or you don't want it to have border. So you can choose solid border to have a border. But I don't find it very nice to have a border. So I'll click on OK, then I'll click on OK. Now I have the data bars. I have data bars. There's another one called color scale, if I'm right. Yes, it's color scales, yes. So let's call it, this will be color scales. So these color scales, it will put it in different type of color. That is, the highest one we have the brightest color, whereby the lowest one we have the color that is not bright. So I'll say equals to this, then I'll click on OK. Now I'll double click it down to have it, but I'll come back here and clear the rules. Now we want to use color scale. So I'll come here, I'll choose a color scale. Now you can now choose that is the highest one we have green, followed by yellow, followed by red. So the lowest one we have the red color. How can I remove? That is what I did. So I'm going to do it with this color scale and icon set now. Just watch. So if I choose this one, I love using this one. How can you locate the data bars? If you come to conditional formatting, you have your data bars, you have your color scale. Now, since I have my color scale, before I remove the color, you can see the highest number has green color, right? Now, as the number is dropping, you can see that the color is becoming, it's changing. It's changing. You can see that the color is changing. As going down, the color is changing. It's changing. Do you see that the color has changed? It's changing to red now. It's changing to red. Now you see our lowest have red. So what I'll just do is Control Shift down arrow to copy to highlight everything. After highlighting everything, I'll come to conditional formatting. Now I want to manage rows. Then I will select here, click on edit rules. Right here, I have color scale. Now, I have my lowest value. What color? I can choose here. If I want percentile in the midpoint, did I want 50? That is the average. When the color should start changing to yellow, did I want it to be 50 or not? So I can choose, is it number, is it percentage, is it formula that I want to use or percentile? But I'll go with lowest value, followed by once it gets to 50%, then the color should change to this one. Then the highest value, this is the color that is it to change to. Now you can change from 3 color scale to choose color scale, to data bar, or to icon set. But now we are dealing with color scale. So you can choose right here. Your midpoint, do you want it to be percentile? Do you want it to be number? That is, once you get to this particular number, the color should change. Please again, how do you remove the number on column E? Column E. Okay, I'll explain it back again now for this data bar. Just let me finish this one. So you can choose your midpoint. Just wait, Mr. Ahmed. I'm going to Ahmad, right? I'm going to tell you how to do that. So, do you want to be percentile? Do you want it to do you want to type the number by yourself? That is, once you get to this particular number, the color should change to this. You can do this right here, or you use a formula, or you use percentile. So percentile is once you get to 50%, choose that. You can later increase it. You can select, and if you don't want 50, you can type in whatever number that you want. So after that, the highest value is what? You can, this one will automatically do the highest value if you choose the minimum value for you. Then your own is just to choose the midpoint. Please explain the color stuff. Which color stuff are you talking about? Is it the color scale that I'm working on right now? Like I said, the highest value, we have green. Your midpoint, that is, once you get to, is it the 50%, that is the center, that is the the center of all the number. By the time you get to the midpoint, what should the color change? And the minimum, that is the lowest, is going to use this number. So after that, you click on OK. I'll have this and I'll have this. Now, for Mr. Ahmad, I'm going to use it for icon sets now. You'll see how I remove the number. So I'll call this icon set. I'll call this icon set. And I'll say equals to this. So I'll double click it down. I will remove the rule from the selected cell. Now I'm coming to this place, icon set. You can use any of these icon. You can use any of these icon. Normally, I love using this type of icon, or these ones, or these ones, or this one. So I'll go with the one that I love using, or let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. I'll click on OK. Now I have an icon set. And I'll come here to manage rows, click on it, then edit the rows. Now I need to show bars alone. Now, right here, if you see, when should this icon become full? It says when the value is equals to, greater than or equals to 70%. That is 75%. It should become full. You can change it. You can change your icon set right here to something else. Then when should it remove one bar? When should it remove one bar? When it's less than 75%. So when it's right here, you see when it's greater than or equals to 50%, you can change it. You can change only greater than, or you can change it, leave it as greater than or equals to, and you can type in whatever thing that you want to use here. The same thing with this percentage. You can use number. You can put maybe when your number gets to this point, when your number gets to this point, it should change. It should drop one bar. Now the same thing with this. Do you see right here when it's less than 50? Do you see when it's less than, when it's greater than or equals to 25%? And once for it to become just one bar, it should be when it's what, less than 25. What do we want it to show? We want it to show only icon, that is show icon only. The same thing with data bars. So I'll click on OK and I'll click on OK. Now I have only bars like this. The same thing with your data bars. The same thing with your data bar. You go to conditional formatting, you manage your rows, you click on it, you come here and click on edit row, then you see right now I have show bar only selected. Click on OK. Click on OK. So far, so good. Any question? Is there any question? Please, is there any question? Is there any question? No comment, please. No comment, not at the moment. So now the next thing, how about new rule? That is to create. Which last part? Is it this icon set? That is if you want to create a new rule. You can come here to new rule and create a new rule. Which type of rule do you want to create? Now you can choose format cell based on value, format cells that contain. You can choose that one. You can create your own rule. Okay, I'm coming back. Mr. Ruben, you speak now. So top or bottom value, do you want to create top 10, only value, do you want above or below? So unique or duplicated value, you can create your rules, use a formula that determine, then you write your formulas here. If you want, if the value is true or if the value is false. That is for creating new rules. So if you want to create new rules based on cells that contain, so you can choose cell value between what to what. So you can choose between so number and so number. Then after that, you click on OK. You have your own new rule. That is, you have your own new rule. But the reason why I don't advise students to create a new rule is because your data is not always constant. The data will be changing every single time. So if you create a new rule that works for one data, it's possible it does not work for another data. Then you have to create a new rule. You keep on creating new rule. Did you get it now? That is the same. That is how to create your own rule also. So, Mr. Ruben, you said you did not understand. Which aspect did you not understand? Which aspect? So please unmute. Let me see. Oh yeah, unmute, Mr. Ruben. Which aspect did you not understand?
Sorry, I don't know if it's because of tiredness. From icon set, I
Hmm.
don't know how you got to, like, how you removed those numbers and then replace it with the bar or
Icon,
so.
right?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Let me quickly clear the rule again before I go to proper upper. I think next week that is when we'll be able to do. Okay, I think we should will be able to do. Can we do relative cell reference today? So let me quickly clear the rule from the selected cell. Now I have this number, right? I have this number. Control shift down arrow to select everything. Right, I'll come to conditional formatting, icon set, choose any type of icon that you like. Choose any type of icon that you like. Now let's use this star. So I'll click on it now. I have the star beside the number. I'll come to conditional formatting, then manage rules. After I click on manage rules, but note, before I come to click on manage, you see that I still have all these items highlight, right? Then I'll select the row, I'll select this particular row, edit the row. Now, what I really want is I need it to show icons alone. So I click on show icon alone and click on OK. Then click on OK. Now I have icon alone. I have only icon. Any other question? Any question? So I think we should call it a day today, or should we continue with the proper and lower, then upper, lower, and proper. Should we quickly do that? Should we do that? Yes or no? Please, let's talk. Or we should call it a day. Okay, we should do the proper, upper, and lower. So let's come to this data now. I'll have to clear this. I'll clear the content. So I'll say all our formulas start with equals to, right? Equals to, then proper. So I want to change it to capital letter. So if you see it, proper, change the case. So sorry, it's going to put it in a proper case. That's the first letter of the word will be uppercase. It will be uppercase. The first letter will be uppercase. Icon set is used to represent your data in a visual way. So if you want to represent your data in a visual way, instead of writing ordinary number, you just want to beautify it, you can use icon set to do it. So we can use icon set, color scale, and the last one. So now I want this text to be in proper case, though it's already in proper case. So it's already in proper case. But if you want it to be in proper case, just type proper. So it's going to capitalize the first letter of each text. So you type proper tab, you just select the text. Simple as that, and close the bracket. Simple as that. Then you press your enter. Apart from that, let's change it to uppercase. Upper. So I press tab, then select the text and close the bracket. You will notice now it's going to change it to capital letter. So if I come here and double click it down, it's going to change everything to capital letter for me. Now, apart from that, I can decide to use lower. So it's going to change it everything to lowercase. So I'll use lower, press my tab and press enter. So you see, change it to lowercase completely. I hope we are good now. Are we good? Yes. Are we good? Any question? Generally, is there any question? Yes, so if you have any question, please ask. I want to call it a day now for us to meet next week. If you have question, Mr. Ruben, he said I should repeat the upper. Yeah, Mr. Ruben.
Okay, sir. Let me speak now so that after if I drop, I won't talk again. So I think it was in the video you sent when you were doing this conditional formatting. At a point, you use uh, flash. Is it flash
Flash view,
thing?
flash view, flash view.
Flash thing. I don't know
Flash
if it is
view.
only your Excel that has that because I tried to do that with my own. I couldn't even find it under that.
Which version of Excel are you using?
I'm using 217,
You should have flash view now. Let's
but
quickly do one. How to serialize number automatically. So that is another thing.
then sir, another thing I want to still ask. My system, just like I've told you, I've been trying to download that Power BI,
Hmm.
but the exact one that you sent, if I click on that, I don't know if it's because my Microsoft app, that is my system Microsoft, is not working. If I click on that download, the thing will take me to my Microsoft this thing, and from there it will be showing me that it will be showing me something like a problem that I can have tried. I've watched videos to see how I can be able
Let's,
to fix that.
we are on Google now, right?
Sir?
This is Google.
Yes,
So
I think
now,
let me try and get that right up for you so that because I don't know. I've tried all my listening to let me
I'm
get it.
coming, please. Your first question is that flash fill. So let me quickly answer that. There are two ways you can use flash fill. So now I have this first name and I have last name. So let me quickly clear the two to show everybody how flash fill works. So this is going to be first name. Yes, I've seen someone that has already answered the question, but I need everybody to see how it works. First name and last name. So this is first name and last name. So there are two ways. You can either type CORE. You can either type something like this, and once you press enter, once you press enter and you come to this one, the next cell that you are typing, it tells you automatically flash fill it for you. But the moment it does not come up with flash fill, another thing that you can use Control E for that. So you can just press Ctrl E, it's going to automatically flash fill it for you. And if that doesn't work, you see this, you have flash fill under the data. If you come to data, you have your flash fill right here. That is that about that. I'm coming back. Mr. Ruben, here on mute too.
So like under that data now, my own Excel does not have flash fill.
It does not have flash fill. Then use
Yes.
Control E. I think flash fill should be available with 2017 now. I use 2016 to record it, so it should be available with 2017 version.
So
Control.
and if I press the like that first name, the way you did it, if I do it and press enter, it's not giving me that.
Why is it giving you?
If I press enter,
Type in,
it's
listen now.
not
Let me type in. Wait, let me type in this last name again. Power, right? And I press enter. Then I can come back here. I'm sure that I'm on that cell that I type. Then I press Control E. It's going to automatically fill it for me. Uh, I'm coming back to it, please. So if you have it, if you have it, yeah, you get. So now for the what is it called? Power BI, all you just do is come here to Power BI, Power BI desktop. If this doesn't work, you should have Power BI desktop in Microsoft. So it's loading.
can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
What I'm saying is the process, like when you get to this place, I've downloaded. Look at what it's showing me. If I click on download
Yeah.
free, it will take me to another page that is store, and it will now say the server stumbled. We all have bad days.
But for
Refresh
me
the
now,
page.
wait, for me, I just click on download now.
Yes.
What I just click on now is asking me to choose between 64-bit and 30.
That is, the one you click is the first one. Click the second Power BI. That is the one you downloaded or you show in the picture you sent.
Eh,
I downloaded this one, this particular one that you are. This one too did not work. I
okay.
downloaded.
Is it that your system does not work?
I was
Maybe
able
your
to
system
download
does
this
not
one.
use 64-bit.
Sir?
Maybe your system does not use work with 64-bit. It can be 32, 31. Or just download the two.
I think the problem is just go down. You will see the other one. Just close this tab and then the
I'm coming
second.
to all of you that are raising hand. Please give me a second. Let me quickly round up with on your own beneath automation. There's flash view. Yes, there's flash view under view here. Another one, Mr. Akine. If you come to home, thank you very much, and you come here to view right now, there is flash view also. There is flash view here also. Those are the three ways. Thank you for reminding me, Jerry. You said I should close this one, right? And scroll.
Yes. Close again.
I should close this one.
Yes.
Why are you closing it?
And then pick the second one. Yes.
This one will direct you to the Microsoft now. It's you can
Uh,
download this one.
uh, yes. Click on that download free. That is the one I'm.
So it's I need to open it in Microsoft. If you don't have a
Uh,
Microsoft Store account, it's going to be giving you issue. So
this is what I'm facing. And your own hand, the thing has taken you to that. That is what I'm facing.
I think
I
it should be
downloaded
your
that first
system
one.
server. It is your system server. This is it now. I can download it for free now.
So how do I go about it?
Check your internet connection. Make sure that you have strong connection. Just make sure that you have strong connection for you to be able to download it. And if you can't download it, oh God, maybe I'll look for a way to upload the Power BI software on the Google Drive so that everybody can access it. Please let me attend to others, Mr. Ruben.
Okay, sir. No problem.
I'm coming. Oh yeah, Mr. Gideon, you are raising your hand. I know. I'm very sure that your hand might be must have been paining you now. And in different column, how do you combine? Yes, okay. You can use a formula called concatenate. You can use a formula called concatenate. If I have the first name and the last name in different cell like this, right? So if I have it here and I need to merge it together, insert. I can use a formula called concatenate. Watch that video. It's part of the video, concatenate. You can use concat or concatenate, so it's still the same thing. You can either use this, the older version, the new one they are just using now is concatenate. It's still the same thing. So you have concatenate, select your text, select your two texts together, and should give you should join it together. There's a video on that. Go and watch the video. So who is Mr. Ruben? You are still raising. Mr. Gideon, Mr. Sunday, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself. If you want to speak now, please unmute yourself, please. I'm using Excel 2021. I'm using Excel 2021. These people that are raising hand, Mr. Gideon, talk. Unmute yourself. Mr. Sunday, you can talk if Mr. Gideon is not ready. Please, how to serialize number automatically. That is another time. I'll explain it next week. Please remind me. Please remind me. And also, you can just come here. Let's say I want to have my serial number right here. You can type one, you can type two, then come here, hold it down and double click. It's going to automatically fill it up for you. Did you get it now? Did I share my screen? I think I did not share my screen. You did not see what I did now. Let me quickly share my screen. Okay, I'm coming. I'm going to unmute it. So let me clear the content again. Right now, I have the list, right? I'll type one here. I'll type two here. Then select this one. Hold down shift, select this one. Then bring my cursor to where it turns to black. Double click. It's going to automatically number everything for you. Simple as that. Just insert a new column, type one and two, then select both of them and let me do it again. Let me start from afresh. So right now that I have this, I'll just do is insert a new column. I'll call it serial number. I'll call this one. I'll call this two. Then select this one. Hold down my shift. Select this one. Bring my cursor to where it turns to black. Double click. It's going to list all the others for you. I hope that answers your question. We can't see your screen. I'm coming to unmute you. Mr. Ahmad, hope that answer your question. Does that answer your question? Oh yeah, Mr. Gideon and Mr. Sunday, you can unmute yourself. Okay, Mr. Gideon is
Okay. For when you were showing the upper and lower case,
yes,
you created a new column to do that.
yes,
So does it mean that if we are changing to upper or lower case, we have to create a new column
yes,
and
yes.
delete
You
the
have
other
to
column,
create a new column
and
because
then we
it's
delete
going
the
to
former
ask you
column?
for the text reference. You know how
Okay.
this thing work with reference. So it's going to ask you for the reference. See, if I type in the formula equals to upper, right? Very first reference is asking for the reference. So you have to put the reference there. So, oh yeah, Mr. Sunday. Mr. Sunday. Yes,
Yes, please, mine, I want to solicit that for us to get a better value, not that we are not getting value, we are getting that value. For it to be rich for me particularly, I want to solicit that this worksheet now, you can paste it on the group for us so that and you can give us assignment on it based on what we've done today. So
all
for
of
we to
you,
submit during the week.
all of you asked this particular worksheet. If you go to the video that I sent to you
Okay.
in that, if you go through this, let me go to my Google Drive. Comment. Sorry, sir. Done, sir. We've not done cell reference, so we still have absolute cell reference, relative and mixed cell reference. There's no more time for us to cover that today. Mrs. Fatima, I'll come back to you next week. We'll do cell reference, the absolute cell reference, relative cell reference, and mixed cell reference. And we are also going to do if with nested if. That's what we are going to do next week. So you watch cell reference and if. Do you get? So for that first one, if I go to my Google Drive now, if I go to my Google Drive and I have this, so I have this ultimate Excel course right here. So it's part of this two data. This is one where I have classwork. This is one, and this is another one down here. So I don't know the one. I think it's this work exercise. This work exercise contains this data, this pivot, this one that I call pivot, is the one with work exercise. So you can download it. Then this other one, remind me to drop it in the group for you. Remind me to drop it in the group for you. Do you get? This other one, remind me to drop it in the group tonight for you so that you can practice. So what you are going to do, you're still raising hand. Ikmat, you are on mute.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. So I just want to come to your notice. I don't know the Excel you are using. I have issues with my own Excel, and like some features you are showing here is not showing on my own.
What
So the
version
Excel,
of what version
I
of
have two, sir.
what version of Excel?
The Microsoft one is 2007, and there is another Excel I have on my laptop, but that one is not opening at all. If I click on, it, just take me back.
I will suggest you take that 2007 self is outdated version. Do you get?
Okay.
So I suggest you
Yes.
take your laptop to computer engineer to help you install and activate the latest Microsoft
Latest.
Office. So
Okay, sir.
if you can get from 2019, 2021 version will be better.
Okay,
We
sir.
can activate it for you because if you just download it, you must get the activation key. Do you get? And you have to pay
Yes.
for that. So, but if you go to a computer engineer, they will do it for you. Late IS will collect 3 or 4,000 for it.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You're
So
welcome.
will it come pivot and this PI data, or what's the other one? Will it come with those features?
They all come from 2019 Excel, they have everything. They
Okay,
have everything, yes. This power pivot, I know some of you will not be seeing it because it's an add-in. You have to turn it on for you to see it. So it's for advanced Excel, but you are
okay,
still at the basics. So don't worry about it. Leave it. It's for those that are doing advanced now.
okay.
You will
Thank you
not
very
see
much,
it
sir.
if you open it. You're welcome. Oh yeah, Mr. Gideon. Mr. Gideon.
Yes, yes. As a follow-up to my earlier question, after you created the new column, can you delete the old one?
Well, there are two ways of doing that. There are two ways of doing that. So let me quickly delete this one. Let me show you why you can't delete it and when you can delete it. So if I say equals to upper, let's say I want to change it to uppercase. Now I want the text to be in uppercase. I will select the text and close it, right? So if I come here and delete, let me quickly copy this down and delete it. Now it's going to give me a ref error. Do you see? The reason is because it's referring. There's something called trace precedent and trace dependent. Now this value is depending on this one, right? Because we said equals to. Now it's depending on this one. Before you can delete this one, Control Shift down arrow, highlight everything down. After highlighting everything to the end, you copy. You copy. After copying it, you come here to paste. You paste it as you paste it as a value. So it's going to paste um I don't know what is wrong with my storage system these days. So after copying it, you can use paste as a value. You can use paste as a value. You paste this as a value. Oh shit. I'm coming. So let's come back up here. Um, Control Shift down arrow to highlight everything down. I'll copy it, right click, paste special. pay special, then paste it. Oh my God, just paste it as a value. I don't know what's wrong with this my system right now. I think I'm having a storage issue. So you just paste it as a value. So now the moment you paste it as a value, now, oh my God, paste as a value. I click on OK. Now it's paste as a value. It's in use by another application. My clipboard. So now if you notice, it's not showing the formula again. Are you still here with me, Mr. Gideon? Unmute. Are you still here with me? Hope you can follow, you can see what.
Yes, I'm here.
So I don't know what is wrong with my storage system. It's just doing rubbish these days. If I say Control Z now, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Now, if you look at it, it's showing right here. If I click on it, it's showing what formula, right? But the moment I paste it as a value, I don't know. I don't know where my system is. So the moment you paste it as a value, it's going to show the text. Control C, then paste as a value. So the moment you paste it as a value, it's going to show a text. So it's going to show it as a normal text. It's not going to show it as a formula. Let me still try it if I can. If I can still paste. So yes, now, if you look at it now, it's not showing formula any longer. It's not more showing formula right now. It's not depending on any of this one again. It's not depending. You know, before it was showing equals to, right? It was showing equals to if you click on it here, but now it's showing the name. You can now come here. Oh, man. And delete. The moment you delete, you won't have any issue with it again. That's that thing about that. So you can unmute, you can unmute. You can
It's okay. It's understood.
hide, but it's not everything for you right now. Please, if you want to speak now, any other question? For me, I don't like hiding, so I prefer deleting than hiding. You can hide, but for me, I don't like hiding it. I prefer deleting it. So any other question before we call it a day? Any question before we call it a day? Is there any question before we call it a day? Is there any question before we call it a day? Is there any question before we call it a day? Okay, Khalid said yes. Oh, yeah, Khalid, talk. Ikima, Khalid,
Hello, Mr. Akin.
I can hear you. Good evening.
Sorry, you were talking about Power BI. I
Yes,
think that's business intelligence, Abby.
yes.
So, if I may ask, what's the essence of it and how can it help us to build our level of interaction in terms of Excel?
Now there's data visualization, right? So Power BI is basically for data visualization. Now with Excel, you don't have a lot of data visualization. You don't really have a lot of data visualization like that. It doesn't deal very much with visualization. But in Power BI, you can make use of a lot of visualization tools right there. It's basically for visualization and data modeling. So that is why the Power BI is very good for analysis, especially if you are dealing with data visualization. Ikmot, talk.
I don't have a question. I only want to give suggestion.
Okay.
Okay. So I would like it if you share us the data like before taking the class, so we can just get along with it.
If I share data before taking the class, it's actually going to be taking a lot of time before. You know, some people say, I have not gotten to this point, this is the point that I am. So it's going to take a lot of time for us. But what I just do is I'll drop the video for you and the data, then you'll be checking the video and be practicing with the data.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. It's for data visualization. You can use Power BI for data. Mr. Yola, talk. Mr. Yola,
Okay, hello.
good
Thank you
evening.
so much. I noticed when you are trying to copy the set of data where you have upper
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know what you did eventually to copy it without as exact value. Do you understand what I mean?
To copy.
Yes, I didn't know what you did to copy it eventually successfully.
Oh, you just Control C. Once you highlight it, you press Control C to copy, or you come here and click on Control C. Then you come
No,
to
it wasn't going before. He's complaining of something. I only want to find out why it wasn't copied.
okay. My own is my clipboard.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
you know, Zoom is storing something on my clipboard directly because I'm recording this. So it's telling
Okay,
me that another software is using my clipboard.
okay.
Yes. It's
So
not,
how
it
did you
won't
now
tell
solve the
you wrong. It's not
problem?
going to show you a lot. It's not going to show you that since you don't have any other thing using your clipboard. But my own Zoom is using my clipboard to store the text, all these charts. So Zoom is using it
Oh,
to store it. So it's storing on my clipboard. So that is why.
so how did it now work eventually? How did it now work eventually?
Just keep on trying. Now, you know, it's not
Okay,
every time. The moment you type in chat, Zoom will copy it and save it for me. But the
okay.
point whereby nobody type and Zoom does not make use of that clipboard, then Excel will just take that advantage.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Gideon again. Mr. Gideon. Mr. Gideon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Let's see your hand. Promise. Promise. Unmute yourself, promise.
Hello, good evening,
Good evening.
everyone. Please, I wanted to ask, because some of us are new
Okay.
to this class, what was covered last week? What did
Covered
the people who started?
the video is in the group, but I'll drop it again today. The link to the video is in that group. We covered how to work with word art. How to work with word art, basically. So
Just that.
yes, word art and some other things, but the link is in the, I'll drop the link again tonight.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other person? Is there any other person? So since there is no other question, I'd like to call it a day. Thank you all for coming by. I really appreciate it and have a nice day. I'll see you next week. Yes.